Hi there, Joka here, and in this video I'm going to show you some projects that I've created with the new Monster birthday collection. I think that's what it's called. It's such an adorable collection. I think I had a permanent smile on my face when I was working with it, even though I was super stressed out. Well, because I was, working ahead and all that thing. I'm actually doing the voiceover now 3 weeks ahead of time. So the collection, there are these fun balloons, then the cutest little stegosaurus, which according to my son is not technically correct. It's missing the spikes on the tail or something, I don't know. To me it's perfect. Then this adorable dragon. It's a dragon, right? I'm not stupid. It's so sweet. I think it's hard to pick favorites, but I think that one is my favorite. Although the monster, this one is so fun because you see all these tiny little pieces that you probably are not able to associate with anything, or I don't know. At least I had no idea what is what. But with those tiny pieces you can create so many different versions. And then there's the panda, which was my very first most favorite animal in the world. And then this fun set of glasses that are just they are so cute, too cute. And then there's a I don't know, these are arches, or I don't even know what to call them. I have not checked at the moment. Spellbinder hasn't created the products yet online, so in the coming soon section, so I have forgotten to even check what this one is called, but it's you can use it as a shaped, I used it for some shaped cards, but also you can just use them for layering. And then there's this fun clear stamp set that you have a sentiment for each of these critters. So I'm actually starting with the panda, and I'm also using the flower, what do you call this headpiece that comes in the Dinosaur set. But I don't know, I just wanted to add some extra to my panda. And the only problem that I had, honestly, that I am now using random numbers because I don't have anybody like small in my family or among my friends. We are all old teenage years. Well, the kids are in their teenage years, I mean. And well, I do have two nieces, a niece and a nephew who are smaller, but they don't have birthdays, and I don't. I didn't think to work a year ahead. I probably should have. So I chose my favorite number. Long story short, right? But this video is so long, so I'm probably gonna be babbling a lot. My favorite number, or lucky number, 6. So favorite animal. Well, I think at this point I don't really have a favorite animal, but this was the first plush toy that I got from one of my grandmas when I was born. So I still have that panda after 45 years. So it doesn't look very great, but I do have it. So at some point I was collecting them, and I still love them. I still save videos on Instagram. They are just, I don't know, they are so silly. I love them. So as you can see, some of these sets, I believe the panda, the dragon, and the monsters come with what do you call this? This interactive piece, the legs or one part of the body you can move, so it's kind of like dancing. It's always the same. It's always done the same way with Spellbinders. There's a hole in the in that piece. And what I noticed, I remember that I will show you, but I don't remember when, that the little glasses with that have this flower form have the exact same size of circles, or like, the fold out pieces that are the this interactive piece in the Panda and the other ones as well. So if you want to die cut several pieces at a time, then that's just a tip that you can use the glasses as well. Because I guess I'm not making sense. So here it is. Actually, here I'm going to show you that what I was talking about. I'm always creating this element from just layers of die cuts. Of course, you can use probably some foam tape or something, but I like that it's perfect. It's tight, but you can move it. It doesn't stick to the foam tape, or because the foam tape is, I don't know, let's say square shaped, it doesn't move that. I don't know. I did not actually try. I think for me this solution is perfect, so I always do the same. I never change. I don't know, maybe 7, 8 layers of that paper, and that's perfect. And now I am adding a load of glue just to keep that DMC like thread, not floss. I don't know, this gold one. I think it's also available in the Spellbinders shop, and just to keep it in place securely. And now I'm going to create all my sentiments. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I not only do I not like sentiments, I also don't like to create them. So let's say that again. I don't like. I actually do like sentiments, but I do not like to create them, and I especially don't like to stamp and emboss them. So now, because I did not want to, emboss and then re-emboss because I mess it up, I just decided to go with a super simple black stamped design. And I thought this was a good idea because it kind of pops from the background, or like just an accent color. To be honest, like a black cardstock with white embossing would have been nicer, but knowing how I emboss, I can't even believe that I was on an embossing design team back in the day. I really am bad at it, especially sentiments. I just they are never nice, and I always have flyaway pieces. I really need to find some other powder than what I have because it just doesn't work. So I don't know. This is, I guess, one of the reasons why I also don't really use stamps anymore. So long story short, again, I stamped everything that I needed with just black ink, and that's perfectly fine for me. And I will add it to my card. It's a very simple card. As you can see, I just have my little panda. I think the present that it holds in its hand or paw is from the dragon set. I am not 100% positive, but I think so. And I am going to kind of wrap around that thread, wrap it around the other arm, if that makes sense. Or yeah, I think that's what I decided to do, but let's see. And as you can see, I created shaped cards, I think, except for the last or the one with the monsters. All of them will be shaped because I think it's a fun shape, this one. Maybe I could have added a second panda because it is kind of empty, but I didn't think of it. And it would have been easy because the panda is really like just a few pieces of die cuts. It was quick to make. Then I'm gonna show you how I put together one of my stegosaurus, because normally I don't show when I layer a white cardstock behind my color cardstock, but I wanted to show it here because what I do is I'm going to add a piece of printer paper for the eyes so that it can sit on something before I add the white layer, right? Because the white layer has that hole as well. So usually I just add the printer paper between the two layers. And now I'm actually going to, because I have that fold out piece, the green one, I'm just going to fill that in. I mean, it doesn't have to be done, but why not, since I already had it. And then, so basically I just wanted to show you the order in which I layered the pieces in this case. And this one is going to be the girl stegosaurus. So I'm creating this floral headpiece for it. It's so adorable. It has those eyelashes. It's just so cute. I've never been into critters, but I realized over the years, I think, that I do like the die cut ones. I just don't like the stamped ones, if that makes sense. I don't like the color, so I don't like, I don't like the outline critters. Just these die cut ones where, you can add color in a different way. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about it. So I'm going to glue the headpiece on the head, and then I have another one, a boy stegosaurus, that it's the same colors, just the other way around. And look at those glasses. I know it makes no sense, or maybe because there's only one eye, but I think it's perfect. And a little hat, a party hat. So I will have two for my next card. And somehow these dots, this is also just a standard embossing folder, not a 3D one. This one kind of reminded me of dinosaur skin. Probably stupid, but you know what I mean, this lettery something. And so I created a layer with that, and I first die cut the shape, then I embossed it, and now I'm creating the base. And both of these are from white cardstock, I think. Yeah. And that largest shape, you can see it has this detailing on the scallops. I think it's so beautiful. I love it. I don't remember the size. I did not measure it actually, but it's quite large. Maybe it's around an A2 size. I don't know. But you will see that on the Spellbinders website. They write the sizes all the time. So I added some foam tape just so that piece pops. And then I decided to add the 8 in this case, and of course I could have just trimmed this with scissors, but I thought it would look more professional if I use my die to create that curve on the sentiment. And now I'm doing the same thing with my balloon as earlier. And then I'll add some foam tape to this. Again, it's the thinnest one I have, about 1 millimeter, just so that it stands out from the background. But I always check where I can add the foam tape so that it's not in the way of any layers that are under, if that makes sense. And now I just decided that the girl is coming to the right. I don't know, I prefer the colors that way for some reason. And just so the boy I'm going to glue down with liquid glue, and I'll add this thin foam tape to the girl just so there is a little bit of distance between the two, or like, that it one stands in front of the other. I'm sure that that makes sense. Well, not in the way I explain it, but the thought process, I guess, makes sense. Yeah. And then I decided to wrap the thread around the tail of that girl dinosaur saurus. And here I don't think I did anything special. I just put a bone. No, I am going to add a foam tape, so that's actually going to close it there, so it's not gonna be able to slip out, the metallic thread, if that makes any sense. And now moving on to my cutest little dragon. it's adorable. So again, I am doing the same thing as with my dinosaur when it comes to the layering. As you can see, printer paper between the two layers, and then I'm filling in the other layer behind, and I'm also putting a paper behind the mouth and the nose, nostrils, just so that it's not like a hole, especially because it's gonna come on top of something else, and I didn't want anything to peek through from behind if it's not white. I wasn't sure what was gonna be there. And as you can see, again, I have 2 layers of cardstock for each piece, except for these ones, the wings. Well, I actually don't know what those would be. Again, showing my ignorance. I'm not very familiar with dragons. You couldn't tell that I have a son who was, super into dragons, but okay. So I'm gonna call the other ones, the bigger ones, wings, and the little ones ears. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I, calling them that? But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. They look the same, so I use the same colors, which it's kind of periwinkle, shades of periwinkle, like almost like the very Perry Pantone color. I love that color, and I think these are the only 2 cardstocks that I have in those colors, and they are kind of thin. They are on the thin side, from Basil, super old, and they have this crisscross texture. I don't know why they are not as thick as the other Basil cardstock, but okay. Anyway, so I am putting together the body now, and now you can see that this one is going to have that interactive element at the neck. So basically the whole body is gonna move, and you see that because I used layers of cardstock. In fact, now that I turned it around, I see that I did use a second layer for that wing, especially because it was such a thin cardstock. But I did not use a second layer for the top part of the wing, if that makes sense, because I knew that it was going to come behind the body. And now what I'm doing is I'm filling up those spots between legs and tail and wings, so that I'm making that surface flush. And I die cut the body again, and I cut off the neck, and I'm going to cover all of that, so everything is staying in place. And because of this, I'm going to have to add more layers to my these circles. I actually added another 3 or 4 layers. I'm not sure at this point how many I have, probably around 10 layers. And because these glasses are so freaking cute, I needed to use them. So I don't know, I think it's cute. But I love all of the glasses, but because the dragon has such big round eyes, and also because I think the floral one is the cutest ever, I had to use it. So I die cut a smaller shape this time because the dragon is quite small and I just wanted to use one. So in fact my balloon doesn't quite fit, but it's okay. I like that it hangs off the edge a little bit. And yeah, I chose I think, oh yeah, there was a sentiment that was dragon related, but now that I think about it, I either didn't notice or something with slay. Maybe you slay me or something. But that would not be something I would be able to give to anyone, I think. So I just chose a generic sentiment. And I originally wanted to add or wrap the thread around the tail, but then I thought maybe that's not a good idea since that part is actually moving. So I'm just going to have that hang. And then I added some foam tape again, but I carefully, well, not so carefully because I had to correct it obviously. I had to check where to add it so that it doesn't hang off the edge of that card. So my next card with the monsters is a 5x7 card, and here with the eyes you can see the embossed lines, how to line that up. So it's super easy. There's 3 layers, so you can create the iris and the pupil separately, so different colors. It's super fun. And then I created or tried to create different monsters for all, I think, for all 4 of my monsters. But there's so many options that you can do. It's a really creative little set, and of course you can mix and match with the other sets as well, what they are holding, and glasses, because the glasses set is the most fun, I think. So I had to use those. And 2 of my monsters will have an interactive element. Again, the same size, I think, as the other ones, which is super handy. Now, there are some shapes that I could not identify first, but then it turns out that they are different teeth. And what I'm going to do here, this one I'm actually going to tuck behind the cardstock, and then I'm going to add the second layer to it. But because this is kind of visible, this one not so much, because it's the pink cardstock is not as thin as the periwinkle one will be that I will use later. There I found a different solution. I will show you in a bit. So again, as you see, I am using 2 layers of cardstock for all my pieces. This I generally don't film because who needs to see that, but I'm just like to mention it so that you understand why I think it does look sturdier than, it's not as flimsy as just 1 layer. And look at those glasses. I can't. And then I'm placing them kind of crooked because, I don't know, it just looked fun. So 2 of my monsters will have the interactive element. The other ones I am just covering, like this one, for example. This will not be interactive. And I will add some foam tape. And that's it. You see that the glasses are also made up two layers of cardstock. Sorry, sometimes I lose my train of thought. So next one, this one is going to be interactive, and I'm trying to use different thickness of foam tape. So this one is what I was talking about. This is the other set of teeth. And what I did here is I used the die to cut the right curve, and then I did not have to tuck it in the mouth. I just glued it on top because this paper is really quite thin, and if I tuck it behind, then you will have the lump there on the face, so I didn't want that. I don't like that, so that's how I went around it. But I couldn't do that with the other teeth because that one is just two teeth, right, coming out of the mouth. Yeah, I could have done it, of course, but it would have just too tiny. too tiny, even with my what's it called, tweezers. And I thought it was so fun adding the glasses on top of those eyes, the ones that are sticking out of the head. I don't know if those have a special name or not, but once I turn it around, you will see what I mean. And again, this one is not interactive, so I'm adding foam tape everywhere, and some of the foam tape is thicker than others. Where I have some dimension to the elements, I have a thinner foam tape. And then moving on to I think this is my last one. This one is just simple, but this one has 3 eyes. They are so happy, these faces, aren't they? Just such happy little monsters. And I'm so sorry that I don't have anybody that I could create these cards for, because it would just be a joy. Sometimes I love kids stuff. I so love kids stuff, and I'm so sorry that I did not do this when my kid was small. Now he doesn't care, of course. And back then I was scrapbooking, and that he didn't care for either. So, yeah. But it would have been nice. Well, anyway, now I'll just create them for my own entertainment. And hopefully yours. I hope I can give you some ideas. Maybe you guys have some children, grandchildren, friends, whatever, who you can create these for. I hope you do, because they are just too cute. So this one has the dancing legs, and then the one at the, I think, bottom left. And what I did see, but I did not get, that there is going to be a set of eyes available in the Spellbinders shop. I do not remember if they were also like these moving googly eyes, or they just were colorful. This I don't remember. I think they were enamel dots in different sizes, so kind of cool. You can add some dimension, or you could also just add some glossy accents if that still exists. Many years ago, that was a trend. To create some dimension. And I had this sentiment. Also, this sentiment comes with this shape set, right? But I did not add it to any of my cards. And then I had this small shape that I wanted to use with my monster card. But I think it was too small for the monsters. I wanted to create a grid with it, but I didn't like it in the end. So I'm just creating a simple tag with it that one can add to a present. I thought I'd just leave this in the video, just super simple. Layers of cardstock and some ribbon, and that's it. And then what I did not forget this time, I came back in with a white gel pen, and I'm going to add some little details or highlights to all of my cards. I think it gives a little bit of interest to the designs. I don't do coloring or shaping. What is it called when you use some ink blending on the sides that give dimension to your shapes or to your die cuts? That's really pretty, but I never do it. I even forget about it. I mean, I could do it. I have inks, but I never do it. So instead, this is easier and quicker using this gel pen. And it's so cute, I think. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then that's it. That's all of my cards today. I know this was a really long video. I'm really sorry, but I hope you enjoyed it, at least. And I hope you enjoyed the cards. I hope I could give you some ideas. I hope you love this collection as much as I do, because I think it's so adorable. Thank you very much for watching, and I have another video on my channel today. I don't know if I'm going to manage to create a third one in time, but I do have a third collection that I should work with. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.